Yesterday, knowing that he was facing a sure defeat in the House by at least 100 Republicans signing on to the bill to release the Epstein files, Trump ordered all the Republicans, or said that they're all free to sign that bill in an alleged show of transparency, which is a complete and utter nonsense. But the important words in Trump's statement is to release all that they are legally allowed to release. So this brings up a number of things. First, there's already plenty of stories going around that the FBI and the Department of Justice have scrubbed all the Epstein files of Trump's name. Itself, if that showed up that way, you would know full well that he was intimately involved in it. But more importantly, this seems to be giving leeway to the Department of Justice to argue one, and that's Pam Blondie, does all of Trump's bidding, to say that there's ongoing investigations which Trump himself ordered, nobody else, against the Democrats, because you'll recall that Kash Patel had said that there was no further evidence of wrongdoing that the FBI had or the Department of Justice had, to argue that there are ongoing investigations, or two, to argue that they're matters of national security. It sure would be a national security issue because of Trump being there, and I say that sarcastically. So that's what's going on this, and Trump had every right, if he wanted to order the release of these documents ages ago. Remember, he's the one giving the directions to Pam Blondie of the Department of Justice. She isn't doing anything on her own because probably she doesn't have the wisdom or ability to do that. Speaking of that, the lawyer who was appointed to bring indictments against James Comey and Letitia James and others, Halligan, has been excoriated by the judge who is overseeing that case at the moment against James Comey for not producing documents, for not telling the truth, and for lying to the grand jury. Meanwhile, an organization, an independent organization that watches over things like that, has already asked the Florida Bar Association and the Virginia Bar Association to examine the conduct of Halligan, because she might find herself, like virtually every other Trump lawyer, to be disbarred and sanctioned by a court. And keep in mind that that's what's happened to virtually every one of them. Meanwhile, we have a judge, a lawyer for Trump, who's now in the Third Circuit Court of Appeal, Bovee, is quoted as saying more or less that he didn't care what's in the boats in the Caribbean or in the Pacific, just bomb the boats. And as far as he was concerned, he was fine with it. This certainly shows why he never should have been confirmed as a judge on a Third Circuit Court of Appeals. And you'll recall at the time there was a whistleblower that said that Bovee had said that Trump and his administration didn't have to follow the orders of a court anyway, they could just ignore it. This is a fine talk from a judge. So what else is going on? We have incompetence and lack of intelligence at the top, but we also have Trump. There's indications, whether they're true or not. All I know is the Senate is beginning an investigation into North Korea and Russia buying some of Trump's cryptocurrency. And meanwhile, he has the killer of I think he worked for the Washington Post, and I know I'd butcher his name if I get it, but the fellow from Saudi Arabia who ordered his killing was given full honors at the White House today. And meanwhile, not only are being given permission to buy our most advanced jets, and I think the UAE was given permission to buy our most advanced chips earlier this year, but that they are working on providing Trump a $63 billion resort somewhere in Saudi Arabia. So the Grift and Graft continues. Speaking of that and general stupidity, Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent said a couple days ago, when talking about the job losses that this country has sustained so far this year, of about 1 million people who've lost their jobs. Housing market is in real trouble. There is foreclosures are up about 20%. Values of houses are down. These are the earmarks of sort of what led into the collapse in 2007, 2008. That was such a financial disaster for this country. Bessent said, "Well, we're in what's called a quiet period." Find that somewhere in an economic textbook for Bessent, because it doesn't exist. Meanwhile, what he said, the reason beef prices are up is because illegal immigrants have been sneaking beef cattle into this country, which is diseased. It's hard enough for these people to sneak into the country without cattle. I can only imagine what it's like trying to carry a herd of cattle across the Rio Grande or smuggle them through trucks up through Southern California. But this is what he said, and stupid is as stupid does, and this is about as stupid as you can possibly get. Kash Patel, if you haven't heard, has been not only flying around on FBI jets to see his girlfriend sing or whatever she does, but it now turns out he's given her a security guard of very experienced and trained FBI agents because I don't know why. He hasn't explained it. The only reason I can possibly come to is people are dying to see her sing someplace, and he's afraid that she'll be mobbed by autograph seekers. Who knows what the reason is, but it's certainly a major waste of money. And on the Christie Garden front, which I mentioned the other day, she issued a $200 million contract for promotional materials for the Department of Homeland Security. I'll mention something else about that in a moment. To a company that was just weeks ago formed without a bidding process to film her on a horse somewhere near Mount Rushmore, to which friends of hers are involved in that company. But as I say, it was formed just weeks before the contract was issued to them, so they obviously had no goddamn experience doing it. But it's $200 million down the drain. In that regard, one last thing, and you might recall when ICE stomped all over an apartment building in Chicago, saying it was filled with killers and drug people from South America and Venezuela. They pounded down doors. They threw in flash grenades on innocent families. Nobody who was taken into custody by those Gestapo has been charged with any crime. And in fact, I think all but two people were not. Everybody was not arrested except two people, and those two people and nobody else have been charged with any crime. This is a Gestapo that they think they're so goddamn important they have to put a mask over their faces.